Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
Definitely. And going forward as well, I've also learnt to may sound a bit arrogant, rude to some, but for me, I've learnt to kind of be selective with the advice I take as well from people. I think when I was back 4 or 5 years ago, I used to just listen to everyone thinking everyone knows something. You really got to be selective with who you can talk to and who you can approach.
Yeah,
With my daughter, kind of learned to speak to people who have been through it. If you know what I mean. No
yeah.
point speaking to someone who says good things because they've never been a father or mother before, so I can't really listen to them. And
That's completely true, though.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like yourself. If I want to get into teaching mental health, I'm not gonna go to someone who just you know like you just reads a book about mental health. Someone who's actually doing it. You know what I mean? I would go to you and say, all right, how do you deal with this and this that? So you kind of I'm more selective now who I take advice from.
Yeah, definitely. But in terms of like taking advice, like going back to what you were saying about parenting and
Yeah,
only taking advice from parents, but be careful because like I'm not a parent myself, but I have parented hundreds of children. I've nurtured many, not just children, adults as well. Um, and the work I do also ties in with mental health and young people.
definitely.
A woman, so if you ever came to me for advice around your daughter, I'm like, okay, this is a female's perspective. So it's also about experience and that what experience does that person have. Hey,
Exactly. But it is like experience is important. But yeah, it is true. But why I say I go to parents, it's not like there's any parents now because you've got to really when I go to them, like the ones I've talked to, I talk to them like you got to. I said what did I say on one of my statuses? Before you take advice of someone, always look at their resume. So when I say that, I always talk to them. What is it they've done? How many children they got, and how have they raised their children? I look at how they raise their children, and then see how their children turned out, and then I get a good perspective. 'Cause not every parent has done. I want to say it in a bad way, but they've not done the best job because they probably didn't take the time to understand the child,
and or even understand themselves. A lot of parents
understand themselves exactly. But
process.
the ones I do talk to, they say something, and I like you said, no, like I said, back to energy and the soul and feeling it. When some people say it to me, it clicks because it's like they're actually talking from a great place.
What
So
about like what's the difference between a good parent and a bad parent? Like who taught you how to be a good or a bad parent? Like is there such thing as a do you understand? Like we're not taught actually how to be parents. We learn from our own parents and try to make changes, or some people don't make changes, make things worse.
yeah,
But
that's a difficult one. Like to say it was a good parent, I think to me it's hard to say what's a good parent because there's some parents who've done some good and the kids still kind of do turn out to do certain things that is not like deemed as a good. You know what I mean? So there's parents like that who've I've seen it before, but who fought their best to make sure they tried to give everything they can. And you got some children ungrateful. So when they're ungrateful, you can't. Do you blame the parent? Do you blame the child as for being ungrateful? It's a tough one.
it's an
But I
interest.
think as long as a parent, I said, as long as you're there and you're always fighting and you're always trying, you're always trying to teach them the morals, can't go wrong. Like at the end of the day, you can't say you didn't try.
Narissa said some parents have so much baggage they handle or rear their children, not nurture them. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's too much of that. I think there is a lot of that. I think sometimes some parents will admit it. The ones that have multiple kids, sometimes it comes to a point where you can see they're having favoritisms. and
Mm.
and some parents won't admit that they're doing that, but it's like it's happening. It's like you're trying to tell them, look, it's not you. You can't say you're not favoriting the child because that's the child going through it. I've seen that sometimes. So
What about sibling rivalry?
You know what it was? Maybe I could talk from my experience as a sibling rivalry. I don't think I had a rivalry with my with my brothers and that, but I think there was times I felt like, wait, why am I treated different? I always felt like that at times. You know what I mean? It's not until I moved out, I just thought, you know what, I'm moving out, and then when I moved out, things were different for me. So it's like my relationship with everyone changed. It's kind of like it's kind of like when it's like they didn't realize what was there until it was gone, kind of thing.
Are you the
Or
young? No,
huh?
you're the second youngest.
Yeah, second youngest. It was like a lot of things I felt like, well, I'm getting blamed for this, and why am I getting blamed for this, man? And why am I not getting called? And you know what I mean? And then as soon as I moved out to Leeds, and it was like same things I'm getting blamed for. I'm thinking it's still happening in the house when I'm not there. So it's like, and I think my relationship changed with a lot of my family members then back then when I moved out.
Yeah, because you're becoming your own person, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, and that was the best thing for me because being in there, I just felt like I didn't know who I was until I started becoming myself outside the house. So
Yeah.
it's funny though, because all the you get all the little threats like, yeah, you want to get kicked out and all that. And when you moved out,
I was
everyone begging me, everyone begging me to come back home. I was like, all right, now you want me home.
Thank you, Larissa. We still need to. Sorry, Chris. Just having a chat with one of my friends. We need to link up soon. Okay, we need to link up like soon, soon, soon. Come by, come and check me. Anyway, I'm back to you, Chris.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Any more questions?
Pardon?
Do you have any more questions?
No, no, I'm good. That's all. That man, that last one, that advice, that and that. But no, I've got them all. Most of them I need to get off. What about yourself?
Um, not really. Not
Oh
really.
man, this has been a good chat. It's been a good chat, man. I think
So,
it's been needed.
your thoughts on, the police shootings, and I wanted to talk a bit about mental health in the sports arena. And and for anyone who watches this video who is involved in sports and interested in learning more about mental health and how to better support your mental health or support other people, then please do get in touch because there's so much
Yeah,
work to be done and awareness to be
yeah.
raised.
Let people know where they can find you at.
Amanda, Amanda underscore Z underscore T
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Instagram. And I believe it's the same on Twitter as well, or just Amanda Townsend on LinkedIn to
All
find.
right. And anyone else? I'm everything Chris underscore 2020. Page is mainly a platform for basketball, but also that's the core. But we also do other things. As you can see, I'm talking to Amanda about mental health, which is important because a lot of basketball players are going through it. I know a lot of them are talking about my page.
But it's also, before we go, it's also good for your mental health. Obviously, it's a form of exercise and an escape from other things.
Oh,
So
definitely. It used to help me. Oh, when I was in Leeds and I used to get mad and had arguments and that with people. That stress relief was just shooting like 300 shots, 400 shots. Used to just you forget everything. It's like the ball is that person you're angry at, or is that ball is the person, is that thing, is the situation you're mad at. That's what I used to do. Yeah.
ah, okay. 400 shots. How long would that take?
Depends what you're doing. If you want to make all 400, it could take as long as you want. Maybe I think there's sometimes I used to shoot 1,000 shots. So, but not all the time. Obviously, I would not be here if I did that. But it was 300 or 400 shots sometimes.
Wow, I need to give that a go.
So it was 4 hours. If it was either you had to have a choice, either shoot 400 and see how much you make out of 400, or make all 400, make 400 shots. So that you could shoot 600 times
Yeah,
to make 400.
that is some good mind exercise. That's meditation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's mastering your craft right
It's
there.
discipline as well. You're not leaving until you make 400. But
Yeah. Why 400? Not why not just like 100?
it's about repetition, if you know what I mean. So it's all about getting your repetition and getting your form right. And then, like I
Four
said, with discipline again.
100 is repetition and discipline, but 400, that's like Wow.
That's what professionals do. You'd be surprised. The 400 is minor. You know, some professionals, rest in peace. Kobe used to shoot. He said he used to come in before training, shoot 1,000, do training, and after shoot another 500 or 1,000 after training.
Wow. That
So
is a challenge. I want to get on.
it's,
I
it's a
want to.
psycho. Kobe was a psycho.
What do you mean by?
Huh?
What do you mean by a psycho?
He was like obsessive. He was a psycho, like, and not in a bad way, in a good way. Like I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you the story before we leave. I watched one guy called Jay Williams. He said he played for Chicago Bulls. This is when Kobe was in Lakers, and then he said he came to work out before the game to get warm, and he said he walked into the arena. Kobe's already there shooting. So he said he saw Kobe shooting. He's in a sweat, full on sweat, busting out. And then he said, all right, he's gonna go work out. So this Jay Williams guy works out. After working out, he stops. He still sees Kobe there working out. So he's still in the full sweat, gain speed, everything. So they had the game. In the game, Kobe scores 40 points and they win the game. They beat Jay Williams' team. So Jay was like, he wanted to know why he was there for so long, shooting after he finished. So he asked him. He said, Kobe, why was you shooting for so long? Kobe said, yeah, because I saw you come in. And I want to let you know you were not going to outwork me no matter what. And I was like, what? Like, that's psycho. That's a psycho. Like, what?
Psycho. That's someone who's dedicated.
Dedicated. He was dedicated.
The reason why I'm challenging the word psycho is because of the work I do and the stigma attached to psychosis. So I'm trying to challenge you to find a different word than psycho because, yeah.
I mean that in that, and my stigma probably is a good way. It's like I love that. It's like what?
But this is part of the problem. This is part of.
He was mad. He was dedicated. He was just possessive. He was just like I loved it, man. I was like, this guy, man. I said, damn, boy. Like, there's many more stories with him like that, but yeah, it was great. It was inspiring.
Yeah, well, that's all we can do, is inspire. That's I'm here for. And I think I had a chat with someone, a young guy yesterday, like early 20s, and you can see he's a bit directed in this world. And I just said, look, as long as you can find something where you're helping other people, you will be fine. And I think that really sat
true
with him.
That's true.
Going down the path, and I thought, I'm gonna
like what you're doing with your mental health and your self-advocate. Keep self-love stuff. Keep doing it, and like what I'm doing with this is a platform, so it's not for other people.
Thank you, Chris. It's been lovely seeing you.
Definitely. Also, check out the women's roundtable. I did a WBBL roundtable, women's basketball.
Did you post that just now?
That's been out for a while now. It's on YouTube. So
okay. Out. Okay. Yeah. All right, darling. Well, enjoy the evening, and we'll connect again soon.
Definitely. And everyone else, peace. And Amanda, I'll catch up with you
soon. All right. Bye.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
I'm Chris G, host of Everything Chris. Hope you liked that video. If you did, click that like button. Also leave a comment. And also, if you want to see more, click that subscribe button to get a notification when we upload new content every single time. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you stay tuned for some more. And also, as you know, with me, everything's always Chris.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.